You Hoops Nation, Kurt Forsyth coming to you from Florham Park, Lifetime Athletic. A little tongue-tied there for a second. With Quash. Looking at Thanksgiving Day Eve games. If you could sum up tonight in one word, what would it be?
Unbelievable. You know, bad weather.
Uh-huh.
Didn't want to come out.
Uh-huh.
So glad I came out.
Ah.
It's one of those nights. Words wouldn't have done it justice if you didn't see
You can't
it.
even explain. We're going to try to explain it, but it's something you really had to witness for yourself.
You did it. You did it.
So let's start with the first game.
Okay.
Free World versus Whedon Boys.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a game, 10 minutes or so.
Maybe.
Then Whedon Boys kind of settled into a somewhat of a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Started making some shots, got on a little bit of a roll. Free World went on a little roll themselves, but
Yeah, they did go on a little bit of a. They did.
they made a little run.
But by the second half,
Game was pretty much over.
It was a runaway.
Just trying to finish out the time at that point. But definitely, second game of the night, Monstars versus Downtown.
Are you gonna say it or am I gonna say it?
It should have been a good game anyway. Two good teams, but not the game I expected.
No.
You had some teams were a little shorthanded.
You know, bad weather, night before Thanksgiving. A lot of people didn't show up,
Yeah.
so.
But that led to the craziness.
And it was craziness.
Record.
Their
Regional record.
I'm gonna say 2 records.
2 records. What are the records you noticed here?
Attempts.
Attempts. There were.
That's gonna be a record.
There were a lot of attempts, but still, 60. Our previous regional record was Jordan Marcus had 60 points in a game.
Oh, that's right.
That was 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah.
1 or 2 seasons ago. Tonight, Rob Sargent, I think he had about 63 or 64 points.
Did he?
Yeah, the numbers are a little fuzzy in my head. I'm still recalling the game, but it was definitely more than 60 points. Definitely a regional record. 30 plus attempts in a game that was kind of like a runaway train, honestly.
How many attempts?
How
many shot attempts?
Do you remember the number?
How many shot attempts did Rob Sargent have this evening?
My mind is going blank. Remind me.
52.
That's a lot of attempts. That's a lot of attempts. But he did make most of them.
He made 30 of 52.
It's about 50%. I mean, if you shoot 6 of 12, that's decent, right?
Sure. For the first time since we've been doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I even have I had a bit of an interview after the game with Rob.
Okay. Tell me.
I told him his attempts,
Mm-hmm.
47.
Right.
You know, told him his points.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you should have had 85 points.
Looking back, in theory, he probably should have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of 2-for-1s, 2 shots for one basket, but
You know, I'm going to give credit to the Monstars founding member that was in the building, Orrin. You know, he kind of had to pull some pieces together at the last minute, and as wild as it was, because they almost lost that game.
Honestly, the game came down to the missed foul shot that Adam grabbed the rebound with about, I want to say, 30 seconds or so left. They came flying down the court, passing it around a little bit. They had a good look.
They did.
Missed. They got the rebound,
Yep.
which I figured, they're down 1. They're going to hold and at least attempt to get a solid shot to seal the win. And I think it was a long 3, which they really did not need. And I think that last stretch, I want to say 5 to 8 minutes, they really didn't hit anything from outside. I mean, they were maybe 2 of 10 or something,
It gets very interesting when there's a minute left on the clock and Drew Sutton is on the court. You never know what's going to
No,
happen.
those seconds just they
It's,
just melt away.
he had a decent game too,
He had a pretty good game.
but no one's going to talk about that.
No, they didn't. He didn't have a big enough game.
Yeah, we're going to only be talking about
That's
The Big Night by Rob Sargent.
we thought 60 would stick around for quite some time, and 20 games later or so.
What's the most you ever scored in a game?
I want to say in the 30s or so. Yourself?
67.
Oh,
Summer League.
oh, we got a 60-pointer with us.
A few years ago.
But yeah, runaway game. It looked like they were going to pull it off for a moment.
And that would have made this conversation so much more interesting.
Oh,
If they wouldn't have pulled that game out, because it was tied with
it's like 5-6 seconds left. Even when they went down to shoot,
Yeah.
2 at the other end, it was a.
they almost had it.
Well, they didn't box him out underneath.
No.
He's a big body though. He's a big body.
He's always under the basket. He's just always there. He's always at the basket.
Well, that's how you get 60+ points.
Clearly, I'm in the wrong place on the court.
Hey, do you feel a 50-60 point game next game?
No,
No. Even we got you some attempts.
I couldn't shoot that much.
Well, anyway, Quash, Kurt, from the crazy night, Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Enjoy it.